And this young voice came back and it said, "Sir, would you give us a flyby?" And I'm thinking, flyby in a combat area?
Lieutenant Colonel John S. Rivers, U.S. Air Force, was the commander of the 306th Tactical Fighter Squadron during the Vietnam War. His story is the first of a new feature here at Historic Wings, aviation history as told by the veterans and aviators themselves. In 1968, at the height of the Vietnam War, Lieutenant Colonel John Rivers flew an F-100D Super Sabre from Tuy Hoa Air Base located in South Vietnam. As squadron commander, Lieutenant Colonel Rivers led attack missions almost daily. His call sign was Limit Lead. Day in and day out, his squadron took off, climbed to altitude, connected with a tanker, and then checked in on the radio to wait for a target to be assigned. Once they'd dropped their bombs, they'd return to their base, file the paperwork, and then prepare for another mission. As the weeks went by, the pilots quickly lost all sense of time.
I got to Vietnam about 2 weeks before the Tet Offensive started in 1968, and I was flying F-100s. We were flying at least one and often two combat missions every day, so we were very busy. On one mission I was leading, our target was gun positions. After we'd contacted the forward air controller and we'd hit the target, after the forward air controller was checking on the bomb damage assessment, he told me that Pleiku Tower wanted me to call them. And I asked the forward air controller if he knew what they wanted, and he said no. I called Pleiku Tower and told him this was Limit Lead. You asked me to give you a call. And this young voice came back and it said, "Sir, would you give us a flyby?" And I'm thinking, flyby in a combat area? It was kind of a strange request. And I asked the tower operator, is there some reason for it? And this young voice came back again and said, "Sir, it's the 4th of July. And I had no idea what the date was. But when he said that, I told him, you got it. So I told him that I'll call you 3 miles out. He said, okay. So we did our best to get in our Thunderbird formation, went across the airfield at about 100 feet and probably 500 miles an hour. And as we started to pull up after we passed the runway, I heard that young voice again saying, "Thank you." And as we were climbing out, I was wondering, what am I going to say when some general asks me, "Why did you do that, John?" And I decided I would just tell him, "Sir, it's the 4th of July."
Ultimately, Lieutenant Colonel Rivers completed 261 combat missions over Vietnam. He was short one safe landing, however, when on November 12, 1968, he crash-landed and was badly injured. He was medevac south within the country for initial recovery and then further transported to the United States. He was told he would never walk again. In the end, he did recover, though, and he even regained flight status, but his days of high-stress combat flying were over. Despite his injuries, Lieutenant Colonel John S. Rivers was never awarded a Purple Heart. For my part, I've always wondered why. If you have a story to tell, why not get in touch? My email is in the description below. I'm Thomas Van Hare, and this is Historic Wings. Please subscribe and click like. And remember, there's always more to the story.